Hey everybody, my name is Brendan from thestocksnews.com, and today I want to talk about Palantir stock, ticker symbol PLTR, and how it is down about 40% from its all-time highs back in February. So now let's get started. So here we are in Google, and here's a year-to-date view of Palantir stock charts here, and we can see that ever since our February high, we have been down around 40% since that February high. So the question is, why is that? And the reason for that is because this is a high momentum and high valuation name. We can see that our company is worth $43 billion, but we are not earning anything. So that's why we don't have a price to earnings ratio. So when interest rates rise, which we will talk about more later, that will definitely hurt high growth companies like Palantir. However, if we look down at the news here, we actually see a lot of bullish news on the stock, and that's because a lot of these articles, like this one from NASDAQ, is talking about their most recent deal and continued partnership with the United States military. This time the platform is a little different. It looks like the company will be trying to give commanders the ability to make better decisions based on data and data analytics, and that will be the service that Palantir will be providing. Of course, we'll not go into the technical details of the deal here, but the main point is that Palantir was able to continue their business relationship with the military and secure another contract. This is important because the military contracts are very stable sources of income. We will see the exact revenues that Palantir is making for the quarter in the next section of the video, but as an overview, Palantir's revenue streams are coming from two different sources. One, which is coming from the more stable military contracts like the one Palantir just signed, and the other source of income is coming from the contract signed with commercial businesses who want to make better business decisions through data. So the signing of this contract is kind of a signal to investors that the first stream of income, the more stable ones from the military, is still stable, and that is definitely good news for investors because stability and predictability is good for investors. However, the real growth area for Palantir's business is when Palantir signs contracts with these commercial businesses. And if we look down here at the article from the NASDAQ, this journalist is thinking that Palantir will be able to sign contracts, and that is bullish for the stock. Again, the ultimate bull case of why Palantir might be able to sign deals with other commercial clients and sign even more contracts with the military is because of their specialization in big data. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Big data is and probably will be an incredibly large part of the world in the future. In order to get ahead, companies and the military will likely need to analyze huge amounts of data to gain insight on what strategic decisions are worth the risk for potential rewards. At some point, when enough companies adopt this mentality, this will become the standard, and it will actually be a disadvantage if companies do not embrace big data. This is a huge macro tailwind for Palantir that will likely help the stock. However, there are some negative risks with the company as well, one of which is valuation. We can see here that the company is worth around $43 billion, as I've said before. We'll see in the earnings report that they're only making around $300 million in revenues, and also they don't even have earnings yet. This is something that investors need to think about because interest rates will likely continue to rise. We can see here this is a 6-month view of the 10-year bond rate, and we can see that in about 6 months the yield has risen by over 50 relative percentage points. Rising interest rates on a 10-year bond is normally an indication of higher inflation, which means that these high growth stocks like Palantir could get caught up in an inflation scare, which we saw back in March, which could correct the stock price sharply. The other downside risks that investors need to consider is really public relations risks. Again, not a political show, but the deals that Palantir signs could be controversial. I encourage you to research what Palantir does and weigh their business practices against your morals. So after covering the macro picture of what's going on with Palantir, now let's talk about their earnings report. So here we are on Palantir's earnings report, and we can see here that Palantir seems to be growing revenues quite well year over year. For the quarter, we're able to grow more than 50% year over year. We also see profit margins by taking into account this cost of revenues here to make the gross profit. We can see that our profit margins are up 7 absolute percentage points year over year, up from 71% last year to 78% this year. And this is good to see if I was an investor in Palantir. This shows me that this is a high margin business. However, if we keep looking at the operating expenses here, which is this block on the earnings report here, we can see the total operating expenses are growing by more than 50% year over year. And if we look at the detailed view of where the money is actually going, we can see that general and administrative is more than doubling year over year, and that's not really what I want to see. To me, spending money here does not really give the best returns on investment, which is why I want to see them spending more money on research, because that is investing in a business. Because this is a tech company, in my opinion, the company should be doubling down on the technology to continue innovating their product to be able to capture as much market share as possible. The last thing I want to point out here in the earnings report is just the amount of shares in circulation. If we take a look down here at the weighted averages of shares outstanding, we can see that year over year, we were basically more than tripling our float, or the amount of shares in circulation. This is definitely not what I want to see if I was an investor in Palantir. Because every share you buy is a small claim to the company's profits. If there was 100 shares of a company and you have one share, then you basically have 1/100th of the company. However, if the amount of shares triples like Palantir has, and you still only have one share, now you only have 1/300th of a company. This is why share dilution is bad for the shareholders, and is why I don't really like seeing the float of the company nearly triple year over year with no real signs of slowing down. So now, after talking about what's going on in Palantir's earnings report, now let's take a look at what's going on in Palantir's stock charts. So here we are in Palantir's trading charts, and we can see that after our downward trend here, we really started waving out between this low support level of around the $20 level to the mid to upper 20s resistance level here. However, if we look, we seem to actually still be in a more gradual downtrend here. If you can see, we're making lower high, and lower high. If we look from our lows just a couple weeks ago, we did come roaring back. However, right now, we seem to have gotten rejected from the mid-20 resistance level here, made from the tops of these candles over here. So because of that, I think we could definitely see the bottoms of these candles over here around the $20 support level, but we may even be able to see the lows of these candles over here around the $17 to $18 level. I think that level will be the first place where I will be looking to start a position, but as always, I will be inching my way slowly into the name. There are a lot of traders in Palantir at the moment, so we'll likely see a bunch of volatility going on with the stock. Not to mention, we still seem to be in a very well-defined downtrend here. If we do break the $17 or $18 resistance level, if we look back, we can see another support level around the $15 level. I think that would be where I would round out my full position if I started the position up at this $17, $18 support level here. Checking out the MACD and RSI here, if we look at the MACD, we can see that our blue line has crossed over our orange line here, which means that our short-term momentum has crossed over our long-term momentum, which is a bullish sign for the stock, meaning that the short-term momentum is stronger than our long-term momentum. If we look at the RSI here, we can see that our RSI is climbing higher. However, the strength is not concerning because we are not in the overbought territory, which is above 70 here, but it is getting close to 70. So if we continue positively in Palantir, we may see some overbought selling signals trigger some algorithms to sell the stock. So that was my review on Palantir stock. Let me know what you thought about it in the comment section down below. If you have any questions or if you caught any mistakes, also drop me a comment down below. If you liked the video, please like the video. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day.